Hi there, guys. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hopefully, you're doing good. I already have uploaded two videos for you. I was gonna go to sleep, but I slept sort of at night, and I took some medication, feeling like I still have some energy left. So I just want to do a morning thoughts episode, just talking about maybe not fragrance related content, but I learned a lot of these from this line. So just had early morning breakfast, late dinner, having some juice. The thing is, the weather is not so favorable right now in Dhaka. Anyway, hopefully you're doing good. Let me get into the talk after asking you guys how you are. So I hope you are physically well. Very important. I would like to wish you good health because I suffer a lot from unwellness. So I can appreciate when I'm well. I say thank God. Right now, again, patch of sickness. This ongoing flu going on in Bangladesh. I don't know where it got imported from. We already have the dengue outbreak. A lot of people are suffering and then passing away. At the same time, we have this new sort of I don't know what is called, some sort of bacteria or viral infection, which is taking down a lot of people. Like people are feeling weak. Like I'm having like joint pain for 5 days. I'm not being able to go to walk, and on top of that, weakness, and then workout, walk. All these things are gone. At the same time, I had an accident yesterday. I mean, it's not an accident. Someone just hit my car and did severe damage. He was a drunk driver. I was just standing. He just came out of nowhere, boom. So it's just bad luck going on, and out of sickness and everything, standing in the middle of the road in the high heat. I got all thirsty and all that. So anyway, hopefully your life is going okay. You don't have any debts and you're not in jail. It's funny to say, but it's freedom is important. So I'd like to wish you all the good things. Like you at least have comfortable, and then not much worries, not much loans or bills are taken care of, or you are earning enough. So I wish you all those good things, because those things are enough, not enough. Those things are important to be at peace and happy. Otherwise, if you have a lot of stress in the back of your head, you won't be able to sleep. So today I'm going to talk about some things about life, not fragrance related, but I've been doing this work for about 7 years, sorry, 8 years. I'm going to be doing this, like next year is going to be ninth year for me. And when I look back, it's a lot of many, many years. And just like the flash, time went by. I started this in 2016 doing reviews. Before that, 2014, I started collecting 14, 15. So altogether, almost a decade in fragrance line. And I have seen a lot of things. I have achieved a lot of things. I have done a lot of things. So it taught me a lot of things, dealing with people, dealing with market. And I want to get into some real life example from my life, and I think maybe if I share with you, maybe you'll understand better, or maybe if you have some unanswered questions, like why people behave certain way. And I think I have certain explanation as well, and I'll tell you. I've written 5 or 6 points. I'll go one by one. If the video runs a little bit long, I'm sorry. If you're looking for fragrance related content, you can skip it, no problem. This is what I'm doing for followers who love me and then they're interested in this kind of talk. Okay. So as I was saying, I was down with that flu, whatever, that virus. It makes you completely weak. So make sure, if you're living in Bangladesh, right now, drink a lot of fluids and coconut water, and increase your immune system, and then stay at home, rest enough, then you'll be okay. And with the medication, all, if you feel really sick, go for a test and all that. So let's get into the topic. So I want to do this. First of all, I already have done this, thanks to my dear brother Gabe. I have showed this in my one of the last videos that I did, Creed versus I think it was Pakuraban. I showed this book, and this book is special to me, and not because I was mentioned in the book. Of course, it was just kindness from my brother Gabe. He wrote this book, and before that, we have been friends. We talked a lot, even on over the phone, hours of talk, and I learn a lot from him. He is a very articulate man, of course. And if you read the book I started reading, you'd understand how good the literature is. The English is just a bit tough for me, but I still try to read. Apart from my mention everything, this book, it's a very special book. If you find it somewhere, please get it and read it. This is about Creed, basically. Okay, the Ghost Perfumer. If you read, you'll learn a lot of things. So I tried to get that book for a long time, and it's like long wait. I got it finally. So thanks to Brother Gabe, it was one of the best things that happened in my life work. This is without saying, like life is not everything about what pays you, or something that you bought or something. No, there are certain things that are special moment, which is just priceless. This is one of them. Some of the other things I would say, when I got to talk to Mark Robsoit one time over the phone, that was one of the special moments. He's my fragrance guru. Then maybe Rojada Elysium, when I reviewed it, Rojada himself uh, commented on my video. Long time back when I used to be kind of like not really talk to, but I used to communicate with Jeremy. He mentioned Fragcomm Bangladesh somewhere in 2016-17 on his Instagram, and he sort of tagged me, Joy. I mean, thank you so much. I woke up and people were like, "Hey, bro," he mentioned you. That time I was like a very small channel. Even right now, I don't consider myself for a big channel, but for fragrance related content, almost 100,000 subscribers. I'm 90 something. It's a big number for me because fragrance related content, not many reviewers have 1 million subscribers, like car reviews, bike reviews, food reviews. Those things are more popular, even like fun videos, animation. So fragrance related content, like, community is not as big, but it's growing, right? So in this almost 1 decade, I learned a lot from my work online, like YouTube platform. And then also I'm working with Bangladesh community because I live in Bangladesh right now. 2016 I moved back from Malaysia for good. Before that, 20 years almost in Malaysia. So I have spent almost half my life in Malaysia, and then rest half is in Bangladesh. Basically, my growing up, like from O levels all the way to university. I started doing my PhD. I couldn't finish, but though those times, the best of times, were lived in Malaysia. I know like about almost everything you can ask me. Like, I'll share my experience with you if you ever wanted to go to Malaysia. Malaysia's best thing is food, and man, amazing food. So what it taught me, I'll just give you bit by bit example when I get into the video. Let's get into the first topic, which is I thought of this, don't worship people. And it sounds like a bit offensive thing to say. Why would you worship people? Don't mean it literally. What I mean is, sometimes we look up to people, like, they are like, we look for their approval. Maybe if they have money, if they're a little bit well off, or like big, even if you imagine like a celebrity or something, we start taking them like they're perfect, or they're something like you trust blindly, support blindly. Whatever they say, you follow. If they say go do something crazy or illegal, you also do it, and you do it out of love. A lot of people, like, example, if you follow any band, okay, and you're just a blind fan, you're like a big fan, and imagine that band does something wrong or crime, you still support them out of love. But in general, that's not how it's supposed to be, because people are not perfect. You guys would agree with me, right? Like, people, we have a lot of faults. Everybody, all of us have faults. We have a lot of sins that we commit. We have a lot of mistakes that we make, and we're far from perfect. Nobody's perfect. So when it comes to human beings, there are a lot of good souls, very knowledgeable, but they are still not perfect. So do not, my humble request is, do not look for people's approval. Like, if he doesn't approve, or if you go to a big company, they don't approve, it doesn't mean it's end of the road for you. Okay, if something doesn't work out, understand one thing: there are better things God planned for you. I believe in God strongly, because I believe you have to be submissive to one supreme power. Otherwise, you'll feel like you're lost. You'll not get much answers. You'll not find peace in your life. But when you look for people's, like you look up to people, and they just like treat you really horribly, and you just immediately, your world just comes breaking down. Imagine you love someone so much that you don't love yourself enough. You love someone, but you forget yourself. You respect someone, but you don't respect yourself as much, and in the process you lost yourself. When they're gone, how would you feel? Your world would be shattering, right? So I humbly request, make sure you get to know yourself. Who are you? What are your likes, what are your dislikes, and what are special things about you? Everybody has something special, right? Someone is a poet, someone is a good engineer, someone is a good doctor. Not everybody can become everything. Not everybody wants to become everything. But in the time, we spend a lot of time. In our time, we spend a lot of time wasting time, doing things that we don't love. Okay, we're not passionate about. We just are doing it because our maybe family wanted it, or someone else wanted you to become like a teacher, but it's not your dream. Your dream was to be a chef. Your dream was to be climbing Mount Everest. So whatever your passion, you have to see if you can do it, and try to achieve it, because working hard, you can achieve almost anything in life. God gave you that much power. So my first request or topic is, do not worship people. Fear someone who's the most supreme. People don't do anything for you. Whatever you receive, it's coming from God through people. That's just excuse. And also, people cannot harm you if God wanted to protect you. Let's say a lot of people are scary, and they're like big shot powerful, but if you're on the right track, you don't need to be scared of people. If something happens to you, you know it's destiny, you do not know. Okay, so next point I want to say, do not trust people blindly. I have learned this hard way. Okay, I had a lot of friends, and I always feel if I had enough time I can go deep into this what people taught me. But at the end of the day, not everybody is same. Okay, some people are really, they go beyond your expectation. You have trusted them, they show you kindness, they show you support, loyalty, more than you ever can ask for. They can go out of their way to help you, and come up with a surprise. Let's say you are down, you are in big crisis, they just help you out, and you didn't expect that. That also happens. So good and bad things both happen, but sometimes we always meet the wrong people on the road, right? When I go out, I'm not this kind of cool and composed person anymore, because of how people are rude, how they're dirty everywhere, making noise, driving like animals, and they just like the cops are crooked. They're just trying to make money out of you. Nowhere you go, you buy food, you order food, and you see you are cheated. You given expired food. So these things always come for usually poverty. Poverty causes a lot of corruption, and when people are poor, they get very very how to say, not everybody, but obviously cannot generalize, but many people out of poverty, it drives them to cheat people or lie or do crime like stealing, taking bribes. But many of the developed countries also have this issue. So it's about, one thing is poverty, other thing is also your dignity. Is everybody's dignity intact? No. But I think poverty is a very very bad thing. It's a curse. If you do not have education, if you do not have physical, no, sorry, not physical, financial freedom, okay, you'll suffer a lot. I see many many people, when they grow up, their family don't give them enough. I will tell you, like, we did not get, we're from middle class family, right? So many of us do not receive what we really dreamed of getting, and we just got like one out of 100 things once a year, right? So obviously, if you lived an honest life, you can appreciate it. But at the same time, I think if you are a family and if you are parents, try to get your children what they deserve. You don't have to spoil them with everything, right? But sometimes if you show them that, if they deserve something with good results, and you give them like a good reward, so that will like inspire them to be a better person, and respect. These things are important. So my thing is, do not blind trust people or take people for granted. That I trusted many people on my journey. Trusted means I took them as friends, I shared a lot of things with them, and then maybe personal moments or something from my life, and I expected them to keep it within themselves, like, because I do the same for other people. When they come and open up with me, I sort of do not ever share these things with other people, like, oh, he has this weakness or whatever. But sadly, many people, they know who are the people who are hurting you. They still lie to you, like, hey, those people are really bad. I understand. But when they go to them, they do the same thing about you. So they have two face. These are the most disgusting and most dangerous people in your life. The enemies. If you have enemies in life, straight up they're enemies. You can get rid of them, and you can expect them to hit you or hurt you. But these friend, pretending to be friend kind of people, maybe they're just friends to everybody. I believe they're friends to none. So do not make friendship or go into relationship very very quickly, thinking like, oh, it's my good gesture, goodwill. Moment you go for a goodwill or good faith and you blind trust people, always take responsibility. If something bad happens to you, it doesn't go your way. And people you give a lot of respect, you do not necessarily get their respect back. Moment something goes wrong, they show their true colors. From, bro, I'm your big fan, then they go like, you are nobody, who do you think you are? You don't even have collection, you don't have money, I'm richer than you, and you just have to decant all these things I heard recent times. So I'm telling you. So people do that when things don't go their way, and if they cannot get their way, they show their true colors. There are a lot of people who are like that. So I would say, do not blind trust people. Listen more, see their observation, observe them, see their action versus their words. If, let's say, I never lend people money. If you lend someone something, see if they give it back on time, or you have to chase them. It will tell a story, you learn. So once you know these kind of people are evil and they did already harm, they broke your trust, move away from them. That's the best revenge. You don't have to hurt them, you don't have to fight them, you don't have to talk behind them. But people, if you cut the tie, it will be some time, they keep talking, but at one point they get tired, you see they are not relevant, they leave you alone. That's the best way I think you can deal with this, right? The next one is, don't look for easy way to get successful. This is very broad, in my humble opinion. Everybody worked hard. A lot of actors, they were not even popular until they're 40 something, and they got their big break. And I can tell you, there's an actor in India. Those who in India, they will understand Bangladesh subcontinent. His name is Nawazuddin Siddiqui, right? He is one of the most underrated actors, one of my most favorite actors of all time. Like him, Nasiruddin Shah, okay, and nowadays a lot of this Manoj Bajpayee, and then KK Menon, all these actors, there are many actors like that, they're very underrated. They don't get the glamour, they don't get the mention, they don't get the big movies, but once they get a role, they make sure they make them immortal. Okay, so this guy have been working in the movies for many years, many years, and he just did these small roles here and there, and we have seen him struggle. I didn't even recognize him back in the days. After only I watched his new movies, which already are big success or he got popular, then I'm looking back like, oh, he was in that film, that's like a 2 minutes role, and they never gave up, right? So many people look for like quick success, quick money, and they think life is so easy, and you just take things for granted. Recently in Bangladesh, a lot of scammers in Bangladesh, they come, like they say, as company, we can invest here, you can double your money in quick time, and people see this happen. People suffer over and over again. People still get like greedy, and they become stupid, and they get too tempted to make quick money. Someone has, like, let's say, already in his bank three, $400,000 or something, or let's say just $100,000. That's a lot of money. And once you invest it, and you just think like, I'm gonna get that money within like 2 months, you must be very stupid. I must tell you, like, if you think that making money is so easy, no. Spending money is easy, but once you make money, it's always difficult, and you have to, if you work in like honest way, it's very difficult to make money. So I will tell you, do not get tempted. Whatever you do, if you want to be a successful YouTuber, if you want to be an influencer, it will not happen in one day. Okay, we're all struggling. This line, I never give up. I always believe in good things without any logic, but sometimes, good things happen with divine intervention, perhaps. So if you want to be successful, become a good collector if you fragrance game, or you want to someday like have a nice house, nice car, you have to work for these things. So do not look for shortcut. You think like, hey, 1 year I worked hard, nothing worked out, I give up. Not enough, right? So keep working, and if you find like you don't have passion, try somewhere where you have passion, right? So next point I want to say, there are a lot of people nowadays. I think I'm going to be making a very big video today. uh, Many people, they don't fear God. Okay, it's another big statement. When I say worship people, this is another thing, because we have different religions in the world, and I personally respect everybody as long as they respect me. Okay, I don't respect people who don't respect me. Simple. But everybody's religion is very close to them. Let's say if you have different god than mine, I respect your faith, I respect your God, even if I don't believe in your God, but I respect what you feel, what your faith is. There are a lot of extremists nowadays, which makes the world like a very bad place. To be honest, world is a good place, but people are horrible. But people try to start a war by generalizing people. Oh, those are all terrorists, or those are all people dirty, or those people eat this dirty and all that. So that's how the small things start, like hatred, war, and all that. But if we actually could learn how to coexist or respect others, don't look down, think we are superior than others, we are supremacist, or they are inferior, they're slaves, these things wouldn't happen. I mean, what's the big deal of us anyway? We all expire one day, and after we are gone, hardly people remember us unless we did some good work. That's what people remember us for. But once you're gone, many people have been gone from this planet. Today I'm here, and tomorrow I'm not gonna be, perhaps. But people, if they don't remember me, can I do anything? No. And I really feel our purpose here is to do some good stuff, learn from here, and then enjoy our privilege, because we are the chosen ones. We're very lucky to be here. But I would say, nowadays, when I see the level of corruption, people do not fear when they lie big. I'll tell you one thing: people have very big heart. They have a lot of guts to lie big and then steal from people, and yet they make the victims suffer more, and they give them fake acquisitions and stuff. Everybody knows. But when you have power and you abuse it, like let's say you are powerful and you abuse it, and you don't fear God, maybe nothing's going to happen to you for a certain time. People are going to be suffering, they're going to be like crying, and then they cannot get what they deserve. No justice, but one day justice will hit, I believe. And this, again, I leave it up to God. So when you do not fear God, be very careful. I'll tell you one thing: when it hits you, when you realize that mistakes can happen, but if you continue doing them knowingly, purposefully to other people, and you take other people's right, you'll never find happiness in your life, and you'll always be fearful, right? People can take revenge, and that, forget about people, God can punish you very horrible ways. And when I see some signs that I'm doing something wrong, I fear, I try not to cheat people, I try not to lie to people, manipulate them. I'll give you an example. A lot of shops here in Bangladesh, they don't like me. There are a lot of pages, they don't like me. A lot of people, they spread things about me. But when other members come to me, they say, hey, is that page legit? And I know that page hates me, but I still say, yes, they are legit because, sorry, they're legit because they're selling authentic. Why would I lie about them? If I lie about them to take revenge, that's not fair. Always play fair in game, like play fair in war. I think that's the way to win. Even if you win someone by manipulation, it's not a win for me. Okay, so these are things, it's up to you what you're gonna do. If people want to steal, can we stop them? No. But if that person steals from you, who you trusted, and then you think that person is gonna get away with it, his generation or his afterwards, they're gonna suffer, right? So next one is sorry, um, cannot make everybody happy. I think I'll make it the last point, then we'll stop. I noticed one thing. There was a time I used to be very fearful. Did not read comments. I did not open social media, like thinking, when I do some work, there are a lot of people who used to mock me. Of course, there's a huge portion of people support me. There's another type of people. They'll be like, "Hey, you're from poor country. What do you know?" Or this that, you don't know anything about fragrances, what you're talking about, and how many fragrances, you don't even have any niche or anything. So a lot of ways people make fun of you, hurt you, and that we're all guilty of it in social media. I sometimes make fun of people that I find hilarious, so we're not out of it. But I learned one thing: if you keep doing something, if you build something, or your project, you did build a group or community, you did it. Let's say you built a house from scratch. Someone came and broke your house, who's gonna be hurt the most? Me, right? A lot of people can come and show sympathy, or they can say, hey, that was a cheap house, you can build it again, there's no big deal, you know. So when they say that, it doesn't hurt them because it's not any of their concern. Okay, they just enjoy your bad fortune. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you fall and get hurt. Nowadays, a lot of ha 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 reacts on social media. Oh, that guy fell funny, like, he fall and the fall was funny. But when he's injured or got hurt, people have very lack of empathy. People don't have sympathy for people nowadays. Everything is just funny, or has to be like mean memes, right? But uh, the point I'm trying to raise is like, you cannot make everybody happy in a way. Whatever work you do, you believe in your work, right? But then a lot of people will not be happy with your work. They perhaps prefer someone else. If people prefer Coke over Pepsi, can you blame them? No. They like what they like. You have to respect it. If people say, hey Joy, your videos are boring, you don't have any editing skills, and you don't have a good camera or sound, I admit it. It's not my purpose. That's not the goal I went with. I went with, like, your maybe average Joe, like, I just want to be in the masses because I feel happy and comfortable here. That's what I am. Uh, I did not want to do a fancy channel where I bring out a lot of glamour and this and that. I can, if I want, if I go out of my way, I can hire people and that. I feel those are not the purpose of doing fragrance reviews. It's entertaining. People enjoy the content, but to understand a fragrance, the most important thing is that the bread and butter is that the stuff that you talk about, the product, you talk about the perfumes and stuff, and you give, as long as you give your honest opinion, doesn't matter everybody agree with you or not, but people can respect you because you say it did not work for me. Okay, simple. Or you say you love it where people hated it. Okay, so it's wrong to say something that you don't believe in. Okay, and how do you know? We do not know who's telling the truth, who's telling the lie, who's getting the bottle for free for marketing. You do not know, we do not know, right? But we just like certain people, we decide to follow them. If our good feeling says they are good people, we follow them, right? So as long as we don't have any solid evidence someone is doing something wrong, or he or she is unethical, maybe we should give them like a benefit of doubt. That's how it should work. And I think if you're working as a content creator, or if you're building a community, a lot of criticisms will come, some fair, some unfair. But I learned the hard way, not to take everything at heart. If people criticize you for good reasons, they want you to improve. Take note from there. I try to take note. If someone say, Joy, maybe you should not say this is a fragrance review if you're doing a sample review, right? And I took note. I respect that person because he meant good for me, right? Or someone say, do not bring too much of certain negative talk and stuff. I also understand because they wish me good luck, right? So do work, to make yourself happy, what makes your soul happy. If you said everything you want to say about a perfume and it makes you happy, that's the most important thing. And if you keep doing it, you just keep doing good work, I think even God cannot deny you success. He will definitely, if you're honest and working hard, God will be like, oh, this guy is just, he's just serious about your work, his ethics, and he believes in honesty and he treats everybody fairly. He will get rewards, right? So that happens, right? So I would think our life is, we're very small existence. If this talk makes a little bit difference, maybe take a look at yourself. Maybe just do 1%. If he changes, like he decide to be, different one day, maybe he doesn't cheat people no more, he doesn't become rude to people, or be more kind to someone, donate to someone. This talk is everything I really feel would be a good thing that I did, right? Thank you so much for watching. And I miss doing these talks because, nowadays I'm going through not only physical illness, I'm having a little bit of struggle with financial status as well, because the overall market in Bangladesh is very, very bad. Everything is just expensive, inflation, poverty, corruption, and money being, like draining from country. So it has impact now. Everybody is kind of broke, right? So we all going through this, but we try to say thank to God if we have better lives than others. So we're trying to survive, but that's why I'm not facing the camera sometimes, so I do apologize. But when I feel better, I will come and do some work here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and keep in your prayers, and I keep you in my prayers wherever you are. Be good, and I hope you stay healthy and happy. Take care. Bye bye.